Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of MD After Dark. I'm always Michael Hernan here with Andre Tainer. As thought we were going to get another Diddy cam, or Alley
No,
cam,
she's
but
over there.
no appearance yet from Alley, the good old dog. So, is Dre draining today?
Honestly, not really that mad today. Um, Parlays were mid. I think I evened out, so that's all right, honestly. Other than that,
Yeah,
I mean, kind of sucks because I needed Josh Giddey to get one more rebound or assist, and not Jokic, Vucevic just sucked it up. He had a lot of points, but I don't need him to get points. But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
yeah, and then Halliburton, my pick of the day, didn't even play today. So
Hey, Quentin Grimes hit for another game. Dude, I need to put more money on that. I had Luca, his discounted pick, and Quentin Grimes for over his points. I put $1 on it. I should have put more on it, but oh well. I'll take the $3.
$3 is $3, I guess. So
Literally.
yep,
And
that's our
tomorrow they're giving out gimme picks
yes. Gotta take advantage of those
because of
always.
March Madness.
Yes, let's go. Alrighty. Oh, and we got the chalky milk out today. Oh, that looks good. Oh
It
my!
is.
I ran out today, so I'm gonna be chalky milkless for tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Well, I guess water will have to substitute.
Nah. No, yeah. I need to drink more water.
Yeah, for real. I got my water ball right here. That's, that's good stuff. All right. Enough nonsense. Let's get to the content. Let's get to the sports action. So, today's game of the day, technically, we're going to do what we did yesterday and just combine the two. But we're just going to focus on this game for now. This is going to be our actual game of the day. It was Xavier in Texas. The first
Mm-hmm.
four games, the two seeds. Xavier rallied behind or rallied and defeated Texas 86-80. And Texas had a 47-39 lead at the first half. And I believe Texas was up by 7 at most, or excuse me, they were up by 11 at one point. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Texas. I'm looking at the replay. They were up by 10. They were at most by 10. Xavier came back and eventually won the game 86-80. It was a good finish at the end. It was a really good game. So Dre. Excuse me. Before we get to that, I forgot to bring up the box scores. So the leading scorer for Xavier tonight was Marcus Foster, who had 22 points and 8 rebounds. So Marcus Foster, this is a guard, I'm pretty sure. And then Dre, I know you like this player, Zach Freemantle. He had 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Also in double digits was Ryan Conwell with 11 points, Dalen Swain with 11 points, and then coming off the bench, Dante Maddox Jr. with 10 points. Leading the way for Texas, as always, our favorite college basketball player, Trey Johnson. It's sad he didn't get to advance, but
I know. I
yeah,
should have put a bet on him today. I didn't,
I was
and
thinking,
he would have hit
I
his
was,
line too.
I was thinking about doing the same thing, but well, he'll have a good NBA career. I'm pretty sure he had
Oh
23
yeah.
points. Yeah, he'll have 20. He had 23 points tonight. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and then Caden Shredrick had 11 points. Tremont Mark had 16 points for the Longhorns tonight. And that's pretty much it for the double-digit scoring for Texas. So, Dre, what have you took away from this first four matchup?
Well, I looked at halftime and I was surprised that Xavier was losing. But then after I looked and saw that Trey Johnson was the only one actually playing, I mean, it made sense. So, I mean, I'm happy that Trey Johnson played good, and even though Texas lost, I wanted Xavier to win. And Zach Freemantle, he had 2 points, 2 rebounds at half, and then he had 13 points in the second. And he didn't get
Yeah,
a single
free
rebound in the second half.
as a big too. That's interesting. But Fremantle, I guess you could say a pretty good night for Zach Fremantle. I don't know if two rebounds is definitely not his normal stat line. But anyways, looking at other statistics, it kind of surprised me. Xavier shot 48% from the field, which basically was their main coming back statistic there. Texas shot it pretty well too. They shot 47.1% from the 3-point line. Xavier as a whole shot 55.2% from the field. Texas shot 49.1% from the field. Just something to look out for. So equal. So some pretty good shooting overnight between these two teams. Yes. That
What?
I don't know. I thought you had something to say, but anyways, anything more about Xavier in Texas? The game of the day.
No. Other than Trey Johnson played good. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, Trey Johnson, our favorite player. If you know the backstory, if you know, you know. Pretty much. So Xavier, they will now play Illinois in the first round. So that'll be looking like Xavier forwards versus Illinois guards, looking like in that one. So that will be on Friday. Then our second, or the game before Xavier in Texas in the first four, it was Mount St. Mary's taking on American University. And that one, Mount St. Mary's took the victory 83-72. Yeah, early or mid first half, American's best player, Matt Rogers, did suffer a knee injury and was out for the season, which I would believe would be an ACL tear. It's a sad way. It's horrible. A very sad way
Well,
to end
obviously
the
he's out
career.
for the season.
So, oh yeah, but yeah, he tore. Looks like when I saw him grab his knee, I knew it was not good. Because even before that, he kind of went back in the locker room to get his leg checked out, came back in, and then suffered the injury while guarding one of the Mount St. Mary's players. Yeah,
I don't
just
think it was an ACL tear. There's
don't
no
think
way he
so.
would have. There's no way he would have went to the locker room and then came back and then hurt himself again, unless it was a partial tear and the guy's like, "It's your final game, go play," and then he ended up fully tearing it. But I don't see that being the case, especially when he started walking off the court on his own.
Yeah,
That
I did
was
see
when
that
I was
too.
like, obviously it sucks, and he didn't even play the rest of the game. But you know,
Yeah,
it's just what happened.
I do remember watching Matt Rogers against Colgate, watching some of the Patriot League championship game as well, and he was just a great player for American. He was basically the main reason why American was here at this point. So, anyways, very sad to see Matt Rogers' career end like the American career end like that. But who knows? Undrafted free agent in the NBA, maybe that would be lit.
Depends.
But
It depends. I mean, there's a lot of talented guys out there that won't go to the league,
yeah, there's so
which
much
sucks.
talent.
They need to bring an expansion team or have like something other than the G League to where they can like the UFL for the NBA. Have another American basketball league where you could get exposed and go out and try out for teams, you know? It's like there's so many guys that could make it to the NBA, heck, even the G League. They just don't get the opportunity to, and it sucks because like you'll have guys average 20 points in a mid-major, and then they'll go have to either go overseas or work an actual job. It's like I hate that for athletes because I there's all those guys that put in so much effort, and then now they have to go out and do whatever else they have to do. Like obviously there's guys that like go out like us. We want to commentate after, we did all of our sporting stuff and we want to stay involved with sports more. But there's guys that like have to work. And obviously all the athletes have their own interests and stuff outside of basketball, football, baseball, whatever sport they play. But it's just like you'd like to see them extend their athletic careers longer. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that statement. So, like, open up opportunities for basketball, or heck, even have more G League teams, or
Mm-hmm.
some, yeah, or like you said, more NBA teams. I think the NBA should look at expansion. I, I think that would be really good for the NBA to put them to 32. I think 32 right now is like the perfect amount of teams. I mean, you saw the NHL do it. A couple of years ago, they with the like it's Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken. Of course, the NFL have 32 teams. Like the MLB, I think is thinking about expansion too. So
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I think
you could just turn it to the NFL where you have 4 divisions on each side, on the East and the West, and change up the divisions a little bit. But, I'm only a person that I guess doesn't know what I'm talking about, huh?
I guess so, sadly. But anyways, Adam Silver, if you're watching this, take some
Yeah,
notes.
I wish.
Expansion teams, please. Great commission. All right. Anyways, let's get back to the Mount St. Mary's and American game. Looking at the box scores here, the two leading scores for Mount St. Mary's was Jenny Cordelia and Dola Adebayo. Okay, I searched this up. Sadly, no relation to Bam. Sadly,
That's what I
I
was
was like,
thinking when I saw that. Who was the
I was
other
like,
guy for Mount St. Mary's that had a bunch of points?
the third leading
Like,
scorer was Dallas Hobbs with 17 points. Is
no,
that who you talking?
the other big guy for Mount St. Mary's.
Um, let's see.
You might have said his
So
name already. I just didn't hear it.
Jenny Cordelia.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals too.
Damn.
Great defensive masterclass there. And then of course, Arandius Keys had 10 points for the Mountaineers coming off the bench. And then look at that American Matt Rogers in his final game had 7 points coming off injury, which really sucks. But the leading score from American came from their bench. Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Sprouse had
6 for
18
12 from
points.
3. I saw that.
6 for 12 from 3. Yeah.
Only shot 3-pointers.
Yes. Sadly, the great value version of Jack Golke. Except Jack Golke hit 10 3-pointers against Kentucky last year. That was epic. And plus, he's from Wisconsin. Oh, wait. Yeah. I think so, because he plays for he plays for the Wisconsin Herd now.
No, he doesn't. He got traded.
Oh, he got traded?
Yeah. Now he plays for the Detroit team.
Oh, my. Of course, okay. Of course, they're trading to Detroit. Okay, I guess Oakland is located in the state of Michigan. No. Oakland University is in Michigan, not California, not to be confused. So speaking of that, Jeff Sprouse had an amazing night. And then Elijah Stevens for American had 12 points. He also had 3 rebounds and 5 assists. That's pretty much the notable stuff. So, Dre, anything more about this Mount St. Mary's and American matchup?
No, I got nothing.
You got all you said. Alrighty. Mount St. Mary's will next take on Duke. And Duke is not no American. So, yeah, that game will be Friday. So, see, my RA. So, of course, I live in the dorm. I'm a freshman in college at the UW Whitewater course. So, my RA is actually a Duke fan. So, I love to pick on her about, Mount St. Mary's is going to be UMBC and beat Duke in the first round. it's kind of funny. So, my RA is watching this. Hooray, you got mentioned. Yeah. So, anyways, that'll do it for college basketball action. And Dre, do you have a topic for us?
NHL.
Oh, we're gonna talk NHL. All right. So yeah, we're moving from the hardwood to the ice rink, and it was a wild night in the NHL. I swear, tonight was
Ah,
basically
ah.
give it up for the jokester, everybody.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, you can flame me in the comments afterwards. All right. So, speaking of, the reason why I say it was a wild night, because basically tonight was all about the Minnesota Wild, not because of their game, but the game before. The Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Colorado Avalanche 2-1, which means the Wild are creeping up on the Avalanche for third place in the Central Division. Hooray! So, top performers for the Maple Leafs were Austin Matthews, who scored a goal, and then Joseph Woll, who had 38 saves and only allowed one goal against the Avalanche tonight. And then also scoring the other goal for the Maple Leafs was Steven Lorentz. Interesting. And then, of course, my Minnesota Wild, who were shorthanded tonight, defeated the Seattle Kraken 4-0. The biggest performer of the day for the Minnesota Wild was Philip Gustafsson. 34 saves in a shutout performance, dude. I absolutely love Gustafsson. I love that he's having a bounce back year compared to last year where he struggled. And then Ryan Hartman recorded a goal tonight for the Wild. And Matt Boldy scored 2 goals tonight, breaks an 11-game goalless streak. So Matt Boldy finally scored for the first time in 11 games. Hooray! But there is also some bad news with the Wild. So Marco Rossi left the game in the third period. So if it couldn't get any worse, we still don't have Kirill Kaprizov, and now we'll see what happens with Marco Rossi. So Dre, from those 2 games, except for the Wild, it's all benefiting Wild. What did you see tonight?
Nothing really stuck out to me. I mean, honestly, Austin Matthews seems like every single game he plays is either a goal or an assist, and then the Wild won. That's not surprising, especially against the Kraken.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, as a Wild fan, I mean, every win without Kirill Kaprizov is huge because I think that come Stanley Cup playoff time, this Minnesota Wild team is a dangerous team to face if they have Kirill Kaprizov. Because if they don't, then I could definitely see this team being a first round exit. But imagine the Wild keep pulling off wins like this, they get Kaprizov back. Oh boy, watch out West. It's going to be a wild playoffs. Same joke twice. That's criminal. Put me behind bars. All right. Anyways,
Bro, bro.
the cringe on the podcast today.
We are
That
4
was
episodes in, and you are already making me want to quit with your jokes. I'm joking. I'm joking. I enjoy this.
yeah, for real. Especially at nighttime like this. It's currently 11:48 p.m. So I wonder if any of my neighbors are awoken by my talking. Probably, but all right. Let's continue from NHL, and now we're gonna go to the baseball diamond. Dre, cover your ears again because it's actually not that bad, but in the Tokyo series today, the Dodgers defeated the Cubs again 6-3 in the Tokyo series. The winning pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers was Landon Knack, who pitched 2 innings, allowed a hit, no earned runs, and had 3 strikeouts, no walks. And taking the loss is Justin Steele, who pitched 4 innings, allowing 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and the walk. And I can see you shaking your head.
I said it. Like, if you're gonna go 5 runs or 7 runs in a spring training game, how are you going to go up against a top team? And that's exactly what happened. Cubs bullpen, I mean, it's like the Cubs bullpen poops the bed on the day that your starter does great, and then they give up 0 runs or 1 run, whatever it was, in the day that your starter gives up 5 runs. And it's like, ugh. But obviously, we're 2 weeks before the actual season starts. Yes, these games count, whatever. Brewers fans, have your laughs. Oh, the Cubs are 0-2. Ha ha ha. Yeah, wait until the actual season starts and you guys, Jackson Chorio doesn't hit 40 home runs and steal 60 bases like you guys think he's going to be the next Ronald Acuna. So calm down. All you Brewers fans, calm down. Cardinals fans, I don't want to hear anything out of you either. Pirates fans, you have Paul Skeens, that's it. Reds fans, you have Ellie De La Cruz. Cubs are the most well-rounded team in the NL Central. The Brewers can work their voodoo magic and win the division again, or they can decide, oh yeah, we're going to come down back to earth and realize that we shouldn't win the NL Central. That's my rant.
Okay, I'm a Brewer fan, and I'm gonna say this: the Cubs are fine. They're fine. They're taking on the best team in baseball, after all. So if I'm a
Literally.
Cubs, and plus you have 160 games left in the season. I mean, it's gonna be all right. I mean, honestly, what I took,
Hey,
I
all I'm
didn't,
going
I
to
didn't
say
take.
is, sorry I cut you off. Continue.
Uh, I was just gonna say that today, like, or the past 2 games, I didn't see like, oh, the Dodgers won. Now they're back to being serious World Series contenders. I thought they were the team to beat. They're still the team to beat. And the Cubs, I don't think any less of them. Honestly, I think these 2 days were good for the Cubs. I think you saw potential from the Cubs that yeah, that hey, their bullpen can be good as they showed today, and their starting pitching can be good too as they showed yesterday. And I know the offense hasn't been great, but it's improving. I mean, they scored 3 runs today rather than one yesterday, and the Dodgers have been 2. But, anyways, yeah, there's
Well,
160 games.
that's why Roki Sasaki didn't pitch all that well because, like you said yesterday, it was his first game. So yeah, he ended up giving up 3 runs. I saw that. So the Dodgers are human. They do have flaws, and the Cubs just caught them on 2 bad days, I guess.
That is true. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about so recording the save was Alex Vesia, who pitched an inning, a hit, no runs, a strikeout, and a walk. The leading performers for the Dodgers today was Shohei Ohtani, who hit a home run today. He hit a solo home run, his first home run of this season. Also hitting a home run was Tommy Edman. He also had a solo home run. Kike Hernandez had a homer today. Oh yeah, it was a 3-run shot. Yeah, so Kike Hernandez had a
Mm-hmm.
3-run shot. Yeah, a 3-run shot today.
How do you give up a 3-run shot to Kike Hernandez?
It's just something about Kike Hernandez and the Dodgers. I don't know, but like you saw him in the Red Sox, was not that great, and now he comes back in the Dodgers and starts raking again. I don't know. It's just something
Mm-hmm.
about Kike Hernandez on the Dodgers. Yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it for the scoring for the Dodgers and for the Cubs. And then for the Cubs, got Ian Happ recorded an RBI hit. Kyle Tucker got an RBI hit. And Dansby Swanson, he had like an RBI double or triple today. So, and here's the thing, guys, I did better with waking up this time. I did wake up in the middle of the 5th inning. So I did better today. I
You missed all of the scoring, bro. It happened just before the 5th inning, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just like when I wake up, like a team scores one more time and that's it. All the scorings happen before I wake up. It's like, bro, save it for when I awake, bro. I guess there's just saying, oh, if you want to see all the scoring, you better wake up early. I'm like, dude, There's no more 5 o'clock in the morning games, anyways. Those games are over now. I that last year I would say, oh, it's a shame. Now this year I'm saying, thank gosh.
Good.
So yeah. How much now, especially doing this podcast and me staying up later. Of course, I'm going to be thankful that there's no more 5 o'clock in the morning games. So now I can keep staying
hmm
up and watching Pacific games. So yeah. Dre, do you have any more thoughts about the Tokyo series? This is the last time we're going to talk about the Tokyo series on this podcast until maybe next year if they return back with the Tokyo series.
I mean, other than Matt Shaw getting his first hit and then Kyle Tucker
Oh
also getting his
yeah.
first hit,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that's all I really got.
Oh yeah. I saw Matt Shaw get his first hit of his MLB career,
It was like
and the
a
way that he
week, like,
got
yeah.
it basically just hit off the pitcher's glove. It was landed neck too, because I woke up and I literally texted you that in the morning. That Matt Shaw got hit, and I was thinking you'd be up, but you never respond until 3 hours later. And I'm like, is he slipping?
Yeah, I woke up, turned the game on, and then fell asleep right away.
You know, that sounds like classic me at 5 o'clock in the morning now. I like to wake up and then for some reason do it. I think I need eye surgery because my gosh, the way that they like to close, like stop it, open.
Oh man, Michael. Oh. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. You have a topic you would like to discuss now?
Is there any NFL news? I know you mentioned there was a little bit, but it probably won't take very long to get over, so let's do that.
Oh yeah. So we do have some news, not really monumental, but it's kind of big enough that we got to discuss this. So, Aaron Rodgers has been has been a free agent for so long now that the Minnesota Vikings have decided that they are not going to pursue him anymore and they're going to stick with JJ McCarthy. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants continue to be in contention with Aaron Rodgers. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings completely dropped out. So it looks like the starting quarterback. Oh, we got an alley appearance.
Yeah, everybody say hi. Oh, come here. Oh, how'd that feel? Damn. There we go. Hello. All right, continue. She
Okay,
can sit here.
I just searched this up and I saw that Yahoo Sports reported 13 hours ago Vikings reportedly out on Aaron Rodgers, committed to JJ McCarthy. But then I see NBC Sports says Vikings haven't completely closed the door on Aaron Rodgers. So it's like, what is going on? But anyways, so yeah, that I know. The Vikings are no longer pursuing Aaron Rodgers, so it looks like it's gonna become the Steelers or the Giants. So sadly, or maybe happy, there will be no Brett Favre arc. I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping Aaron Rodgers could go to the Vikings. I'm a Packer fan, by the way, and I'm saying this. I wish Aaron Rodgers could destroy the Vikings organization, but sadly, that is not going to happen. He will have to do that elsewhere. So, and the Vikings will play JJ McCarthy. So, Dre, let me get your thoughts. First of all, what do you think about this whole situation about Aaron Rodgers sitting out in free agency for this long?
I mean, he's old. Obviously, he's going to be a serviceable QB wherever he goes, but he's old. He's kind of weird. And obviously, I hate him because of what he did to the Bears for a while. But honestly, oh well. I mean, if he's going to retire, he's going to retire. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, of course, he kind of held the Packers hostage for a couple years because for some reason, I don't know, he loves the media. But anyways, yeah, and yeah, he's definitely a weirdo after watching the Enigma documentary. Oh boy. I remember I watched that with my sister and she was like, she was definitely grossed out by it. I would say that, and all that stuff. But anyways, so now, do you think Aaron Rodgers will land with the Steelers, Giants, or another team that we don't know about?
I could probably see him going to New York, the other New York team, not the Jets, just for the fact that um they're just desperate for a quarterback.
Yeah, I could agree with that. But do you think the Steelers are desperate for a quarterback?
Not that desperate. There are, I mean, they have oh, they don't even have a quarterback. They signed like Mason Rudolph again. I saw that.
Dude, Mason Rudolph, who saved Christmas a couple years ago.
Yeah. Just wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Am I just dumb? Or is he not playing? Just continue.
Um. So, anyways, I mean, I agree with you. The Giants are more desperate, but we'll see what the Giants do with that number 3 overall pick, and see if Cam Ward or Shador Sanders is still available on the board, or or maybe, or who knows, maybe might take another quarterback in the later rounds, or we'll see. But Aaron Rodgers is definitely an answer for the Giants. Imagine, imagine Aaron Rodgers still playing in that same stadium. That would kind of be awkward, practicing basically in the same facilities, and yeah, on a different team. That's kind of awkward what I was thinking about. But anyways, so moving on to JJ McCarthy now. So now it looks like that JJ McCarthy is going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings in 2025. What do you think about JJ McCarthy starting?
Um, if he has a good off season, I could see them just having a normal season. Probably end up having another mid quarterback season with the Jet or not the Jets, the Vikings. But yeah, that's really all I got. I mean, I'm sure they won't have another Sam Darnold season. I sure hope not.
Yeah, same here. I just think that this year is going to be a lot more learning, a lot more growing pains for JJ McCarthy. I think like him sitting a year kind of was like the best thing for him. So now he can like prep, get a
Hmm.
full off season being the starter. You know, I think JJ McCarthy will be all right. I think he'll be a serviceable guy, kind of like what he was at Michigan. I think the Vikings still, yeah, they still have a good run game. They have Aaron Jones, and I think they signed a running back too.
The Steelers?
No, the Viking. Oh yeah, the Viking. Oh yeah, the Vikings traded for Jordan Mason for the 49ers. So JJ McCarthy's
Really?
gonna have a, yeah, Vikings traded for Jordan Mason for the 49ers. This is like a couple of days ago.
There really, wow, there really aren't any. All right, just continue. Oh, wait, no. This is, oh, yeah, 100% I'm going with that. I like that. All right, sorry. I'm just putting in some parlays for tomorrow.
Interesting. All right, so yeah, with JJ McCarthy's backfield with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, and plus they still have a pretty good offensive line. I think JJ McCarthy will be all right. You'll have a good running game, and if he has a good running game, of course he has Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hockenson, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
weapons. I think McCarthy will be all right. Again, I don't think much of his Darnold season, but I think he'll be all right. I could definitely see the Vikings going 10 or 11 win season. And plus, Kevin O'Connell always works his magic. I see you moving your eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah. I don't. All right. What's next? Are we done with that one? I mean, what do we go over? J.J. McCarthy and then Aaron Rodgers. That's what we talked about, right? Before this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. Anyways, that was the NFL news of the day as free agency continues. And then in April, we'll give you some NFL drafts. NFL drafts. We'll talk more about NFL draft as that time goes. But let's go back to the hardwood, to the professional ranks now, where we had a busy day in the NBA today. Starting off with the Pacers. They survived the Mavericks 135 to 131. The Pacers were led by Pascal Siakam, who had 29 points. Meanwhile, for the Mavericks, Spencer Dinwiddie, 17 points, 12 assists, and 3 steals.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dinwiddie showing off on an undermanned Mavs team. How about that? The Rockets got a big win at a good win at the Magic today, 116 to 108. How about Tari Eason? He has definitely been really good for the Rockets this year. He had 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals. My goodness, that's a lot of steals. And then Paolo Banchero continues to be one of the most underrated players in the NBA. 31 points and 6 rebounds for him tonight in a losing effort. And then the Pistons defeated the Heat 116 to 113. Things are not going well in South Beach. This is the Heat's 9th loss in a row. Boy, South Beach. That's not good. For the Pistons, Cade Cunningham got a triple-double. 25 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. And leading the way for the Heat was Bam Adebayo with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. So 1 rebound and 2 assists short of a triple-double tonight. And then how about this? The Pelicans come into Minnesota and upset the Timberwolves 119 to 115. Zion Williamson, I'm telling you, Zion Williamson is healthy. He is a very good basketball player. He got 29 points, 8 assists, and 3 steals tonight. How about Zion on the defensive side, too? And Anthony Edwards led the Wolves with 29 points and 6 rebounds. And then the Thunder just decimated the 76ers 133 to 100. No surprise there. And how about Jalen Williams? 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 11 assists, recording a triple-double. I see you, Jalen Williams.
The other Jalen Williams. Not even that was the backup one, right? Yeah, that was the backup one, I'm pretty sure.
You're right, it is the backup.
Jalen?
Wow. The backup Jalen Williams. 19 points.
Which one was it?
IN.
Oh no, that's the normal one, isn't it? Or
I think normal is EN. Yeah. I'm pretty.
Oh yeah, YL. Yeah, wow. 17 rebounds. Gosh. Dang.
If the
what a
Thunder.
game.
Yeah, if the Thunder have 2 Jalen Williams doing this type of performance, who is gonna stop them?
Nobody. No, they're my favorite to win the chip.
Yeah, either them or the Cavs, maybe the Celtics. But, anyways, dude, this Thunder team, dude, like wow. You have 2 Jalen Williams in the team, and the worst one puts up 19, 17, 11. Wow. Wow. I'm just in awe. And then our guy that we betted on tonight, Quentin Grimes, he hit on the parlay tonight. He got 28 points.
He was at 18 points with 4 minutes left, and he made 2 layups and a 3-pointer. Or 19. He was at 19, and then he hit 2 layups and a 3, or something like that.
Yeah, and that's how we finished off.
That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, and that's how he finished off with 28 points and 3 steals. So he did pretty good defensively as well. And then the Spurs defeated the Knicks 120-105. And then, ready for this name for the Spurs, Sandro Mamukalashvili.
Mamu.
Yeah, Sandro Mamukalashvili. He was a former Buck. And he dropped 34 points and 9 rebounds tonight. Sandro. I remember I was coming back from commentating an intramural co-rec basketball championships for the TV station here at UW Whitewater. And the guy I was doing it with, he said, "Oh, you remember this Mamu guy, former Buck? Yeah, he put up a 34 bomb." I'm like, "What? Where was this with the Bucks, bro?" Like, Jesus. I got to pronounce his name again. Sandro Mamukalashvili. I'm actually pretty good at that. Yeah, he had 34 points and 9 rebounds. Leading the Knicks was Karl Anthony Towns with 32 points and 9 rebounds. So you're telling me this Sandro guy outdid Karl Anthony Towns? Wow. Next matchup, the Jazz took the victory, but the Wizards won the Tank Bowl. The Jazz won 128. The Jazz won 128-112. Leading the way for the Jazz was Isaiah Collier with 16.6 assists and 4 steals. Wow, the steals of tonight. A lot of defense.
How many rebounds did he have?
Collier?
Yeah.
Isaiah Collier had 3.
Ugh. I saw this guy saying you should take under his rebounds and assists, and it was 12 and a half, and it was under. Whatever. Of course,
It'll
I
happen.
fade on the only one that would actually win. But no, Josh Giddey couldn't even get 15. Ugh. Whatever. All right, continue.
Yeah, so, and then the leading scorer for the Wizards tonight was Colby Jones with 24 points and 3 steals. So congratulations, Wizards. They win the Tank Bowl for tonight.
Cooper Flag.
Yes, the Cooper Flag face-off or tip-off.
I heard that he might
basketball.
come back for another year.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing too. I mean, it's not the surprise with NIL, but it makes you think.
Yeah.
It makes you think indeed. Honestly, a certain RA of mine would be very happy to hear that. Duke fan. Yeah. Moving on, we have the Lakers defeating the Nuggets 120-108. The Lakers were up 20 for the whole entire game, and then they decided to let the Nuggets come back with like 30 seconds left. Random. But anyway, the Lakers did win that one. Luka Doncic, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Nico Harrison is in shambles. And then the Denver Nuggets were led by Aaron Gordon with 26 points and 11 rebounds. So Aaron Gordon is putting up some. Yeah, he's been putting up some numbers for the Nuggets without Nikola Jokic or Jamal Murray. Guess what? No Jamal Murray to hit a game winner against the Lakers this time. Yeah. Take that, Nuggets fans. All right. Anyways, the Suns, they're back in the winning column. They defeated your Chicago Bulls 127-121. Devin Booker had 40. You go.
I mean, it was a close game. They were down to like 20 in the third, and they came back and it was a 5-point game at one point. And then, I mean, there's nothing you can really do when you have KD and Devin Booker are the ones shooting free throws. So, but yeah, Devin Booker went crazy.
Yeah, as I remember from the Bucks series against the Nets, Kevin Durant does not miss his free throws. He does not miss his free throws. So yeah, Devin Booker had 41 points and 7 assists. And leading for the Bulls was Josh Giddey. You know what rhymes with Giddey?
Did he?
Giddy,
Kitty.
Allie the dog. Yeah. So Giddy had 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Boy, Giddy has been really good for the Bulls this year. So
Hmm.
future's looking bright down there in Chicago with Giddy. He's still pretty young. He's got to control his what do you call um
Dude, he's not even. That was like 3 years ago, and he was like 20, and she was like, okay, he was like 19, and she was 17 when it happened. Like, yeah, that sounds
okay,
bad, but it's not even that bad
dude,
compared to what actually happens around the
that's
world.
not yeah, that's not bad. Like that's not bad. Or that's not horrible. But anyways, yeah, Josh Giddy, he's playing better basketball, and yeah, Josh Giddy has been really good for the Bulls. One of the bright spots on that team. And then to our next NBA matchup, the Trailblazers defeated the Grizzlies 115-99. Trailblazers were led by Denny Avdia, who put up 31 points and 16 rebounds and 8 assists. 2 assists shy of a triple double, but 31 and 16. Wow, Denny Avdia has been really good for the Trailblazers. And then the Grizzlies were led by Desmond Bain with 20 points and 7 rebounds. And then the final game of the night, the Kings defeated the Cavaliers 123-119. How about this? The Kings were led by Malik Monk, 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. That's a pretty good stat line there. And the Cavs are beatable. How about that? And with the Cavs losing, the Thunder are now the best team in the NBA. Outright. The Thunder have a game lead on them now. The Cavs were led by Evan Mobley, who had 31 points and 10 rebounds. So that's for the NBA action. So Dre, so I know you had some reactions so far to this NBA day. What other reactions do you have about this day?
I mean, the Kings beating the Cavs without Zach LaVine or Domantas Sabonis is pretty good. Um, I mean, ever since we started shouting out the Trailblazers, they've just been balling. They beat a Grizzlies team who's like fourth in the West right now. And it's like the Trailblazers are just trying to keep fighting into a play-in spot. And I like that. I mean, Denny Avdia goes from the Wizards to the Trailblazers and starts putting up triple doubles almost every other night. And it's like, I feel like, who is their coach? I swear it was Chauncey Billups. Is it Chauncey
I think
Billups?
I think it is.
Chauncey Billups. Yeah, he's been developing quite the team in not San Antonio, Portland, and like it'll just putting one more piece on that team would just be elite. Getting a top 8 pick in this draft, adding a player like, imagine you trade away Robert Williams or DeAndre Ayton for a future first round pick, and then with a top 7 pick you get uh, Moloch from Duke, the 7'3"
Oh
shot
my.
blocker. Like,
Yo.
I mean, that would just be great. I mean, I like the Trailblazers. I think I like what they have going on. I mean, if they keep winning, they might fall back in the draft. So I think you just beat the good teams and lose to the bad teams, and you go and get your guy at this draft, and you make a push next year. I think that's the move.
Okay, I just want to touch on one thing. So yes, this is my fault for doing this, but I pronounced Kaman Malak like Kaman Malak, but then I watched him in the ACC tournament, and I think it's actually pronounced Malawak.
Maluat.
Malawat.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Malawat.
Whatever.
Malawat.
Ma-
That is
Come on,
that's my
Maluat.
Malawat. Yes, that is my bad. I've been calling him Malak. It's Malawat. Thank you, ESPN,
Now,
for
imagine
correcting me there.
imagine this lineup. Anthony Simons point guard. Scoot Henderson shooting guard. Nope. Shannon Sharp shooting guard. Denny Avdia small forward. Power forward Tumani Kamara. Or those two are interchangeable. and then Donovan Clingan at center, and then you have Scoot Henderson off the bench, Kaman Maluak at seventh man. Who else was there? There was another guy. I mean, Robert Williams or DeAndre Ayton coming off the bench as well. Hold on, I'm missing somebody.
Shaden Sharp.
No.
Jeremy
Chris
Grant.
Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I mean, hold on, you have a full starting lineup coming off the bench. you have so point guard coming off the bench would be Scoot Henderson. Shooting guard would be, I mean, they'd be pretty big, but Chris Murray. I mean, you also still have Ryan Rupert, who's only 20. And then you have Jabari Walker, Chris Murray, Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, and Matisse Thybulle. That's a lockdown defender coming off the bench. Let me just make sure Ryan Rupert is still on the Trailblazers. Yeah, he played 2 minutes tonight. Congrats to Ryan Rupert or Rayan Rupert. I mean, yeah, he turns 21 after this season. So it's like, you got some dang good pieces coming off the bench. Jabari Walker, he didn't play tonight. He's hurt. He's turning 23. Chris Murray, I hated him when he played for Iowa. Okay, he's turning 25, so he is a bit on the older side. And then obviously you have Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, who are both older, and DeAndre Ayton. But let's see what place the Trailblazers are in. Maybe we should just have a whole segment based on the Trailblazers every single night they play.
Yeah, boost their confidence. Trailblazers, you're welcome.
They're 31-39. Wow, their record's actually way better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're in contention for the 11th pick at the moment.
Yeah, but if the Trailblazers keep winning like they are right now, I mean, that could. I mean, that's one of the worst things about winning, though. I mean, yes, you want some momentum, you want to boost your confidence in that stuff, but then it also hurts your draft stock. It's one of the worst things about being in that position. Like,
yeah, I know.
But in the Trailblazers sense, I think this is good for them that they're winning because they're finally getting the core together, finally playing well, they're competing well, and plus they got a shot at the play-in spot. And plus, they somehow make the playoffs. This is a dangerous team to face.
Yeah, I mean, they are at 11th, so they are in contention for Jeremiah Fears, Con Kneppel, Kasparis Jakutonis, Asa Newell, Liam McNeely, and apparently, oh no, it's Brooklyn via the Bucks. Okay, sorry. I feel like they have a late round pick too. Maybe they don't. We will see. I'm looking. Nope. I mean, but still, you can get a top pick. Maybe you get a Jace Richardson falling to 11 or 10 if you start losing more. And then you have another guard coming off the bench, and it's like, maybe then you don't have to trade DeAndre Ayton, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the Trailblazers.
And DeAndre Ayton is still not old. He could still become a franchise center if he put in half the effort. But that's all I got. That's what I got.
Yeah, and that will do it for the NBA segment. Again, a lot of action tonight and tomorrow night. More to come for the hardwood, especially college basketball. March Madness. First round starts tomorrow. Oh boy, I'm ready to watch some March Madness during class. I'm just kidding. I only got one class. I've just got one class tomorrow. So I will be watching the Badgers. Anyways, we don't have enough time to talk about that though, but we do have time, very brief time, is some potential picks for tomorrow. Dre, what do you got?
All right. My top 3 picks for tomorrow. I've done some research since I just listened to you talk, take in your info, and then I comment on it. My first pick is Bennett Sturts for over 17.5 points against Mizzou.
I
You want
like
to know
it.
why?
I like it.
Because his
Let's hear it.
last 5 games, he's played 40 minutes, 39, 45, and 40. And not every one of those games he's hit for 17.5 points. He's hit 24, 24, 15, 23, 14. But in my opinion, against Mizzou, and he's their star player, he's getting at least 20 points.
Yeah,
That's
and plus
my comment.
Missouri does not have a good defense at all.
Mm-mm.
Like
My
if you
second
we
favorite
look at
pick. Oh, continue.
yeah, if you look at Missouri's games this year, they constantly give up in the 90s, the hundreds. They don't have a good defense at all. And plus,
And
Missouri
like
is more offensive.
if you want a more fast-paced game, that's what you're gonna want. You know what I mean? Is higher scoring, giving him more chances to score.
But Drake does play one of the slowest tempos in the country, though. So that's also going to be good for Bennett Sturts, too. Since Drake plays a slow tempo and Missouri likes to push it, Missouri can make mistakes. So maybe some fast break opportunities for Sturts.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities are endless. I have
All right.
Drake winning that game, too.
Mm-hmm. Same. All right.
All right, Jared, what else
My
you got?
second favorite pick is Terrence Edwards, forward from Louisville, getting 19 points against Creighton.
Ooh.
The reason is he just
Okay.
had 29 against Duke. He had 21 against Clemson, 25 against Stanford, and 35 against Cal. The only game that he didn't hit 19 points was against Stanford. And they played Stanford back to back, and he hit 25 the very next game.
Yeah, Terrence Edwards, he shows up when it comes to March, especially me, a Badger
Mm-hmm.
fan, when he was at James Madison last year.
That's
Oh,
who he played for?
yes.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. Him, Noah Friedel, and there was another guy from James Madison that, oh my gosh, issues.
Nope. We're going to take a little bit of time to search this up now. 12 versus
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
Terrence Edwards, 14. James Madison. Julian Wooden with 12. Can I just go back to the box score?
Noah Williams.
Michael Green with 11. TJ Bickerstaff with 12.
TJ Bickerstaff.
That's crazy. But yeah.
TJ Bickerstaff.
And then,
Oh.
yeah. You want my final 2 picks? I won't go very deep into them. You want them? You want them, Michael?
Yeah, I'll take him. I think, yeah. Me as a Badger fan, I like John Blackwell to go over his points because I know they struggled against Michigan. I know, but they finally got the rest. They're playing Montana. I think Blackwell should be able to hit. And then, I'm just gonna take a look at this NCAA tournament slate. I want madness here. I do like here. You know what? Jocelyn Bodo Blow higher than his blocks. I think he's gonna give Trey Kaufman some fits. I really
Is
love
that the
Jocelyn
guy
Bodo
from
Blow.
High Point?
Yes.
What the heck?
He's the center.
Alright. Fair enough.
Yeah, I love Jocelyn Bodo. All right. Anyways, that will do it for the podcast today. Oh yeah, remember, go follow our TikToks, MDafterDark. Go follow our promo codes, BearsOG24, Michael Hearn 3428. Pretty sure there's something like that. And please, always bet responsibly. Do not bet your money away because that's dangerous. All right. All right. So, anyways, that will do it. I'm Michael Hernan here with Andre JJ.